Hi guys, so I am back today with with the tutorial for the corset hinge, I guess is what it would be called. For those of you who watched the video of this mini album, it's this tutorial. So I'm going to show you guys how to, sorry, it's not, I got it all wonky, how to get this part done. Obviously you can figure out how to thread it and set the eyelet, so I'm not going to do that part. I am strictly just going to show you how I did the measurements for it. Okay, so this is the measurements for your cover if it was 6 1/4 by 6 1/4, because that was the size of my cover. So there's a few things that you're going to need. You'll need a ruler. You'll need a pencil. You'll also need one of these three. You could also use your big bite, but you're either going to need the Tim Holtz punch, the binder punch, a handheld hole punch. Now these, or not these, but this, you're going to have to really crank on it when you're doing the chipboard. Or you can use your crocodile or your big bite. So any of those is going to be just fine. I'm going to show you how to do it. The hole punch and the crocodile are pretty much the same. So I'm going to show you how I did it with either one of these. So you don't necessarily need this one, but I'll show you. It's a lot quicker and easier. So one thing I wanted to start with is the chipboard that I use is the, sometimes I use the one from Joann's that you can get, but I usually do it when they have their $1.99 shipping. And if I luck out, it's on sale for like 50% off. So I just did that. But this is in the open stock Michaels case. You guys can see it's like a heavyweight chipboard. Okay. It's really, really thick. Now, the Tim Holtz punch on its own will punch through that. Okay. No problem. I haven't tried to see if it will punch through wrapped chipboard with designer paper on it. And I didn't cut this down, so give me just a second. I'm going to cut down just a small little piece. Okay. So I don't know. I've never tried it. So we'll stick it in and we'll see if it will even fit. But I'm not going to force it. If it's too thick, yeah, it's too thick. When you're using a thicker chipboard, it won't go in there. So you can use this to do your guides if you want. I only use this for the spacing. I didn't use it for actually punching those holes on the mini. I just used it for spacing. Okay. If you're using a lighter weight chipboard and it will work, then go ahead and use this, but it wasn't thick enough. I didn't want to force it, and using the thickness of chipboard that I used, I didn't want to risk breaking my punch. Okay, so what I did was this is my original piece. Okay, what I had was a 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 piece of chipboard, and I'm not going to do this particular hinge again right now, so I'm just going to use a piece of cardstock. So what I did, I played around with it a little bit, but you can see, oops, it's okay, it goes right back in. I played around with the measurements and I found which ones worked best for me. I don't know if you can see. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Okay. Do you guys see those letters right there? Okay. I am not 100% sure. Well, the A4 right there, I think they correspond with different paper sizes. So what I did is I played around with it. Oh, Lord. And I have 2 measurements, okay? So on here, there's the B5 right here. It's the B5, or wait, I'm sorry, B5-E. Sorry, my phone. I film on my phone. Sorry. It's the B5/S or the B4-E. Okay, so I do that. I take my paper. I take it like this, and I line it up in the guide. Make sure it's all flush and it's nice. And I punch. Oops. That's for the center hole. Okay. Then I flip it over. Okay. It's a lot harder to do on camera. I line it up with the guides once again. Make sure it's flush. Okay. And I punch again. So those are for the 2 center holes right there. Now, I also lined it up with this one, the 8, 8, 8, 8. So the 3 8s. So 8, 8, 8, not 4. So I bring it in and I line it up right there so I can see it on that line. And again, I punch it. And then I punch it again and I flip it. So you can see how now I have, these are a little bit closer together, but now I have equal spacing from the side all the way down. And this is how I created my template. And then what I did was I came over to my wrapped chipboard. And I know this isn't wrapped, but what I did was I came over to my wrapped chipboard and I used it as a template. And I just drew the holes like that. Okay, like that. And then I took my big bite and I used the 3/16 side and I just lined it up and I punched it. And so I just did that all the way down. Okay, so easy peasy. That's probably the easier way of doing it. Now, obviously, if you have a lighter weight chipboard, you could always, or a thinner designer paper, thinner cardstock. This could definitely be something that, you know, you could skip the step of making the template and that kind of thing. Okay. So the next thing, or the next one, if you don't have this, how do you kind of create it? And I'm sure y'all could figure it out quite easily. But what I did was I figured out how far in these are, and these are about a 1/2 inch in from the edge of the paper. So what I did when I was figuring this all out is I lined up, and this is great with the Tim Holtz ruler. So if you bring your template piece in, okay, because you can see through this. Okay. And I just would draw a line right there. Okay, so it's a 1/2 inch in. So all of them will be, oops, sorry guys, I was doing so good, well, for the most part, not wiggling the camera out. So they're a 1/2 inch in. And then I actually measured these. Okay, I actually measured how far, or I'm sorry, I actually measured these, like how far apart they were spaced. And to the center, from one to the next, was about 1 1/8 inch. So you can take your ruler, okay, and start from this side. Okay, so if you're at 1.25 inches, you're gonna go, and I would pull it in just a little bit so you can actually get on the line. Sorry about that. You're going to go right up against it. 1 1/8, 2 1/8, 3 1/8, 4, oops, that's actually on 4, either way, 4 1/8, and 5 1/8. So this is going to be the spacing between all of them. So then what I did was I just took, because this is measured to the center, again, I took my 3/16 inch side, and you can kind of see how you line it up right there in the center, and you just punch it. Okay, so you want to just try and get that into the center. So like where the two lines intersect is, you want to put that in the center. So then you just go down, I don't know, okay. Just like that. So these holes are a little bit, like these holes are a little bit smaller than these. It's not a big deal though, because you're just putting eyelets. Like eventually you're going to put an eyelet through and set it. So there's that. So then again, with this one, you would just take it and you would just go do, 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 do. I think this measurement of mine is off. I don't think that I had it correct. Yeah, I should have punched it a little bit. Anyway, they're not super perfect, but it's really, you know, and then if you did this on your actual cover, you could do it this way. Okay, so it's really preference for what you have. Like, use what you have. I happen to have the Tim Holtz binder, and basically this is just creating a template so that you can do this on your chipboard covers, because this will go through, your Big Bite will go through, or I'm sorry, your Crocodile will go through, your Tim Holtz binding punch will not clear if you have super thick chipboard and it's wrapped, and then you have your designer paper on top. So kind of figure out, I guess, what works best for you. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about this tutorial, please let me know. And I will see you guys next time. Have a great day.